going to take a look at the Battle of Wyse Fork, the second Battle of Kinston, March 7th through 9th, 1865 in North Carolina. This is designed by Bill Molyneux and Kim Metz. You might know Bill Molyneux because I've covered a lot of his games and have a whole playlist under BMG for Bill Molyneux games. And Bill was kind enough to send this to me. As far as Kim is concerned, I'm familiar with that person as hosting a lot of Facebook channels, a lot of war game Facebook groups that I subscribe to and post these videos from time to time. So hopefully I'll get a like from that. This is published by Blue Panther Games, which is a third-party sourcing company. Actually, published by BMG, but sourced by Blue Panther. So if you've seen my Blue Panther content, which I have a whole playlist there, you'll see a similarity among the components, the type of box, the cards, the counters, which are very thick counters, and the like. This is a Civil War game. This is, I think this is outside of Bill's continuing French and Indian War tactical series, which also covers, he also has the Zulu Wars in there as well. Some of those games share similar mechanics. This one I think is a little bit more complicated, at least that's what Bill tells me. This is a little bit more complicated, but I really don't think it's going to be that complicated, and something that you might want to take a look at if you're interested in the American Civil War, or more specifically this battle. The Battle of Wyse Fork is a 1 to 2 player game set during a critical moment of the American Civil War. It covers the Second Battle of Kinston, North Carolina. Can you alter the course of history? The real-life battle was one of the largest concentration of troops ever seen in North Carolina soil, exceeded only by the Battle of Goldsboro and Bentonville, which occurred later that same month. During the 4-day battle, the Confederates suffered immense losses. They had 336 wounded soldiers, with an unknown number left dead or dying on the field. Not counting the almost 1,000 Confederates captured on the battle's first day, the total number of U.S. Army casualties was lower, with 57 killed and 265 wounded. Despite his surrender of the battlefield to the Union General Cox, General Bragg's offensive action at Wyse Fork proved a success, as it allowed time for the continued concentration of additional Confederate troops at Smithville, North Carolina. You get an example of the map here. This is the game map. And to help preserve the history of Wyse battlefield in North Carolina, you can donate too. And that's something I want to call out. Bill is very much a patron of battlefield sites and battlefield museums, and travels a lot with Goober, his bear, to several different battlefield sites, and helps support them and gets his games in those battlefield sites too. That's something I've always found interesting. I go to a lot of battlefield museums, and always amazed that there are not more war games in there, because you have a captive audience. You have somebody go into a battlefield site, and you know what? They might want to play a war game. Let's get inside this and see what we get inside the box. And I've been traveling, so I just got back in town, so apologize to Bill for not getting this filmed and posted sooner, but it's been a crazy summer. If you've been following my channel, you know that 3/5 of my family are out of the country, and 2/5 of the family, me and my youngest, have a lot of events that we need to travel to over time. So typical box that you expect from Blue Panther. Got a die there. Here are the counters. As you can see, very thick, very nice counters here. In fact, and come out very easily. As you can see right there, I did not plan that, but they come out very easily. So there are some of the counters. You can see there, they're double-sided. Very cool. And we have the rule booklet here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull everything out here. Here are the rules, which are, let's see what the page number is. Not a page number on the last page, but there are 14 pages, and counting the last page, which is a terrain effects chart showing you the type, the movement effects, and combat effects. And you can see this is not, even though it's 14 pages, there's a lot of space in here. Decent size font, a lot of space, color, images, so not that daunting of a game to get into. So you got your combat rating, you have your movement point, and you have your attack range for the different types of counters there. The sequence of play is deploy, reinforcements onto the map, Union movement, Union combat, Confederate movement, Confederate combat, and victory termination. Actually, the sequence of play looks more straightforward than the previous games, which I believe he considers somewhat simpler, and I find them very easy to get into. So this one should not be that hard to get into as well. Here's stacking. Zone of control, movement. Well, you got zone of control. That's something you don't see in his other systems. Well, yeah, maybe. I can't remember that. Maybe it's not as pronounced. You have roads, combat requirements. Okay. Artillery, combat results. Here's a combat allocation example. So this is a little bit more complicated. The other games really just use dice. You're rolling and hitting on a certain number. This one looks a little bit more involved. There's leaders involved in this game. Spies. The CSS Noise, which is a ship or boat that's on the that helps come support the conflict. Rally optional rules. We got a couple of optional rules there dealing with Bragg. We have Union entrenchments, and here's victory determination. So you're going to be capturing certain locations or occupying certain locations is going to give you your victory points. And they have a red star on the map for your convenience. And we have the Union setup and the Confederate setup. Designer notes, historical notes. And historical notes are over a page, so that's nice. I like that. All right, we have a player aid here. This is the terrain effects chart. This is a little bit thicker paper. And there is your combat odds. See, this is something a little bit different. The other games, again, as I said, all you need is a die and based off the counter to figure out what the combat result is. This one has the actual combat results table, something that we're not afraid of, or something that we're very familiar with, I should say. We actually have elimination, unit elimination in there. Then we have the map, and it's a paper map, but it looks like it's a nice looking map. I can just tell by the looks here. You've got a very pronounced graphics, very colorful. I'm gonna have to probably go up Periscope to take a look at this. Here a little bit more. There we go. So you've got a turn track along here. You've got a rail line. That's the Atlantic and North Carolina Railroad. You've got the Southwest Church, of course, has a victory point there. Wherever you see a red star, those are victory point locations that you need to try to take over or occupy. And then, of course, the boat's the Confederate boat will be along this river here. And you got the Southwest Creek. So very nice, they're very clear. You can understand, you can easily tell what is the terrain in the hex. And this is interesting. I do not know of another, well, I don't know if the great battles of the American Civil War cover this battle. I think they cover at least one of the Kinston battles. Not sure if they cover this one. Anyway, that is what you get in the box of Battle of Wyse Fork. Very nice production, and it's typical of Blue Panther and Bill Molyneux games, or BMG games. There you have it. I look forward to getting this to the table. I mean, not very many counters, not very many rules. Looks relatively straightforward. I would say this is a little bit more complicated than his standard fare, but his standard fare are what I kind of label introductory games, introduction to war game. Doesn't mean that they're so easy that, you know, you play them once, you're done. There's a lot of playability in his games in that he usually provides a lot of scenarios. They play relatively quickly, so you can like set them up and play them immediately again and maybe switch sides, and so you can get a lot of different perspectives of playing his games. This one looks like it's a level up from those games, but still not overly complex, and something that does looks like it, you know, at least from my first impression, does a decent job of simulating this battle. Only time will tell as I play it and figure that out. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I want to thank Bill for sending this to me. I'll need to get it to the table and then get you an after action report. Take care. Thanks for watching.